Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, don't forget to click on that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload some new content. And welcome back to Girl Talk. This is my tongue, oh my god. This is a segment on my channel where I sit down and just talk about a certain topic, and you guys can chime in the comment section whether you agree, disagree, or just to give your opinion about it overall. Now, I did a poll on my Twitter basically asking if you guys would be interested in me talking about this particular topic, and a lot of guys were very interested in it because it's something that is being circulated all over the internet. Like, I've been seeing different posts about alpha women not submitting to alpha men, or how alpha men can't find a very submissive woman, and blase all over Facebook and all over Instagram. So we're going to just basically just talk about, you know, what it's like to be an alpha woman and how I'm basically submitting to my alpha man. So let's just break down what an alpha woman is. An alpha woman is someone who is very independent, very self-reliant. She really does not depend on any person, and especially not any man. If she wants something, she'll go out and get it herself without the assistance of a man, basically. So that's pretty much what I am. I've always grew up being very independent. That's what my parents taught me, to, like, you know, never rely on a man and everything of that nature. But, you know, if we want to be like scientific and historically correct, women were always submissive. If you know me personally, I love history. I am a history freak. I don't know why I didn't major in it in college, but I absolutely love history, particularly the time period or the eras of the 1500s through the 1800s. Now, with me doing different research and studying on these particular eras, excuse me, I don't know why my voice feels so froggy. But with me doing research within those particular eras, women were, you know, always at home, taking care of the children, cooking, cleaning, and making sure that the family was okay and that the house, you know, was, you know, being taken care of. While the husband or the man or the head of the household would go out, you know, work, do all the back-breaking stuff to make sure that the family is financially stable and that the household, you know, will have all the needs that it needs. But of course, you know, moving towards like the late 50s and 60s, that's when women started to get jobs and started to be a little bit more independent because they wanted to prove that they can do things that a man can do. And that's when you really start seeing like the alpha woman really coming out, was around the 50s and 60s. Women always felt like if a man could do it, I can do it too. And that's just pretty much the attitude that a lot of women have, and that's a lot of what either our mothers, grandmothers, or if you're lucky, your great grandmother had installed into us. Now, me personally, my mother definitely installed that into me about being very independent and not always depending on a man. And so did my dad. Like, my dad, like, granted, my dad always spoiled me and my sisters, but he always, you know, taught us that you don't always have to depend on a man. If you need to go out and get something, you can get it yourself. So, with me being an alpha woman, I typically do not like when men try to take care of me. But also, I've never had a man that tried to take care of me in the 4 aspects. And that would be financially, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. I've always had a man that either did 2 out of the 4 or 3 out of the 4, but it was never all 4. So with my current partner that I'm with, he does all that. He takes care of me. Well, he's starting and trying to take care of me financially, because as you guys know, I did quit my full-time job to really focus on my business. And sometimes my business don't meet all my expectations to get all my bills paid. So my partner had to step up to make sure that, he can help me out in any way that I can. So he is taking care of me financially, or assisting me financially. He's taking care of me emotionally. I wouldn't say I'm a very depressed person, but I get depressed very fast. I suffer from anxiety. I have a personality disorder. And what am I looking for? And I suffer from sleep paralysis. So I have a lot of shit going on with me. So he's definitely making sure that my mental is being taken care of every time we have a conversation. And yeah. What I talk about? Financially, emotionally, emotionally, spiritually. So I was never really big on like church or anything like that. Neither is he, but he did influence me to start praying a lot more often. I think when we first started talking, or like the first like date we had went out on, we blessed our food, and I never had a man to like, stop me from eating and hold my hand and say a prayer. I've never had that before. So with him doing that, I started praying every morning, praying every night, and praying before I eat anything, whether it's a snack, breakfast, lunch, dinner, anything. I do not eat my food until I pray. And then of course physically, not even, it's just like sexually, like he's making sure that I'm eating the food that I need to eat, making sure I'm eating starches, making sure I'm getting my vegetables in, making sure I'm getting my fruit intake in. Like he's making sure that I'm doing all of that. So because I've never had that before, it kind of makes me put my guard down, and it brings my guard down like a lot. Like even though I don't want him to take care of me financially, I don't need him for him to take care of me financially. It's okay if he takes care of me, emotionally, because I need someone to be there for me emotionally. I didn't want a spiritual part being taken care of, but it is. And of course, physically, I didn't know that I needed someone to make sure that I'm eating, or that I'm eating correctly. So because I'm getting all four of those things from this one person, I can submit to him. If he tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. Like, period. And like, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, you guys aren't even physically, like, you guys are not together and da 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 da. That's cool, because without us being like an official couple or having like a title per se, he knows me better than any one of my exes put together. Like, I'm pretty sure he knows me more than my best friend. And I know my best friend since the 6th grade. So I was like, what, 13? That's going on 14 years. He knows me more than her, almost. And that just makes me want to submit to him, because I'm very vulnerable with him. He has seen my most vulnerable part. So that's why it's kind of like easy for me to submit to him being an alpha woman. Now, would I ever experience like submitting myself to an alpha man again in the future? I don't know. I don't know if the next man, if me and him don't work out, I don't know if that next man will do the same things that he's doing for me. And who's to say I'm going to mess with a man once I'm done with him? Honestly. Because I don't know. Like, I don't think I would mess with another man after dealing with this person, because he gives me everything that I need to do. I mean, he gives me everything that I need. Period. And although that we're not, that we don't have a title, I feel like he is my lifelong partner. And I absolutely love that for myself, because with being with, how many boyfriends have I had in my life? I think I had like 6 different boyfriends and like 1 fiance. And out of all of those men, none of them made me feel the way that I feel for him. And with like any situationship that I've been in, no one has made me feel the way that he makes me feel. Like, although we have like our own disagreements and sometimes we don't like bump heads on everything, we always try to find a way to work through everything. I don't know why I feel like I'm about to cry, but I need to stop that right now. Ooh, child. Anyways, but he makes me feel different. Like, he makes me feel like I don't have to be like this big old tough alpha woman. And sometimes being an alpha woman, we sometimes need that. Like, we sometimes need someone to show us like, it's okay. You don't have to be strong all the time. Get on my back. I'm gonna carry us to wherever we need to go. And I think us as alpha women, if you are an alpha woman, we need to understand that. Like, when we do find an alpha man who is ready to do all of these things for us, why not submit to him? Why not? He's making sure that you're okay in the 4 aspects that just women in general need to be taken care of. So if you find someone who is willing to do that, submit to him. Submit to him. Like, there's not that many men out here who genuinely want to take care of you sexually. Well, of course, men want to take care of you sexually, but a lot of men don't want to take care of you physically to make sure that you're eating properly, or eating the amount of times a day that you need to be eating, or even drinking water. When the last time a man tell you to take your vitamins? I'll wait. When was the last time a man told you to take your vitamins? Exactly. Men don't do that. Some men don't even take vitamins themselves, so they're not gonna make sure that you took your vitamins. So why not submit to a man who is taking care of you physically, taking care of you financially, even though you may not need it? Allow him to do that. And that's really the only aspect that I'm working on, because I've been so used to doing everything myself since my parents had passed away, that someone is honestly, truly trying to make sure that I'm straight, just like my dad did. Yes, I'm going to submit to him spiritually. Like I said, I've never had a man that would stop what he's doing and pray with me. And I pray for him every morning and every time right before I go to bed. Always pray for him. And I've never had someone, I forgot which one I was on. I talked about spiritually, physically, emotionally. I never really had someone that would take care of me emotionally. Like, yeah, men would probably say that they love me, but it's just like, do you? Do you really? Would you do X, Y, and Z for me like I would do for you? And most of the men that I dealt with did not, and never will. Well, of course they never will now, because Nisha is like, buckle down. Nisha is like, if this man want me to marry him today, we are going to the courthouse. But like, no man has ever really took care of me emotionally the way that he does. And I absolutely appreciate him, and anything that he wants or needs, he's going to get from me. And that's really on period. Like, once I get myself up with my business or all my adventures that I plan on pursuing, whether it's my business wise or like start another business. Wasn't supposed to tell y'all that, but yeah, I have like a lot of things that I want to do, and once I'm up and I'm stuck, I'm going to take him with me. And that's period. Like, period. But yeah, that concludes our little chit chat of how me being an alpha woman and I'm submitting to an alpha man. If you had an alpha man or a similar experience to you submitting, or if you have trouble submitting, comment down in the comment section. Let's just talk about us being an alpha woman and how sometimes it is hard for us to submit, because it may just be the man that you're dealing with, honestly. So don't settle for less. There's men out here that want to take care of you in all four ways, baby. I'm telling you. And I ain't, see, we didn't even talk about sexually, because that man, anyways. As always, I love you guys. Let's chat in the comment section, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.